Hi guys, welcome to our channel Phenom Literarians. Now we are going to see about forms and types of poetry. Let me step into the PPT. Types of poetry: lyric, narrative, dramatic, and special types. Lyric consists of sonnet, elegy, and ode. Narrative has epic, ballad, and social poems. Dramatic: it consists of dramatic monologue, soliloquy, character sketch, and oration. Poetry has some special types like haiku, CINQUAIN, FreeVerse, and name poem. Lyric poem: it is a short poem which has the characteristics of the song. It pretends to be a single mood or feeling, and it is more personal in nature. It is not equivalent to a song lyrics, though they are often in a lyric mode. Now, let us see about sonnet. The name sonnet derives from the Italian word sonetto, which means a little song. It is a short poem merely consists of only 14 lines. It is known to follow a strict pattern of rhyme. It is classified into Petrarchian, Shakespearean, Spenserian, and Miltonic sonnets. We are having an example for sonnet by William Shakespeare. Elegy. Elegy is nothing but a lyric poem which lament and mourning of a dead, feeling of a grief and melancholy. The main theme of the poem is death. Hereby, we are having an example for an elegy, The Lycidas by John Milton. Ode. A lyric poem typically in the form of an address to a particular subject written in varied or irregular meter. It excels in a tone and formal in structure and content. It is a classical poem of a kind originally meant to be sung. Here we are having an example for Ode. Ode on a Grecian Urn by John Keats. Narrative poetry. It is a form of poetry that tells a story, often making the voice of a narrator and characters as well. Narrative poem has a special appeal. Some narrative poetry takes a form of novel in verse. This kind of poetry describes the event in a vivid way using some elements as short stories, plot characters, and dialogue. Epic. In literature, epic is a long narrative poem about an epic hero and a hero's journey. Epic can be viewed as a way to tell history. Epic can be oral or can be in a written form. Epic is of two types: popular or ancient epic and modern epic. Popular or ancient epic poetry is usually without definite author and slow in the development. Modern epic poetry has a definite author. Ballad. Ballad is a narrative poem usually set to music. Thus, it often is a story told in a song. It is a form of verse, often narrative, set to music. Most of ballads are written in 4 to 6 stanzas that has a regular rhythm and rhyming scheme. Ballad poetry often based on a legend or folk style. Social poems. Social poetry is a poetry which performs a social function or a level of social commentary. This is either comic or tragic and pictures the life of today. It may aim to bring changes in social conditions. Dramatic poetry. It has an element closely related to drama, either written in some kind of dramatic form or uses dramatic technique. It may also suggest a story, but there is more emphasis on character rather than on narrative. Dramatic monologue. A long speech from a single person. This is a combination of a drama and poetry. A dramatic monologue is about a character facing critical moment in time. It presents a line or speech of a single character in a particular and complicated situations, and sometimes in a dilemma. Soliloquy. Soliloquy is a Latin word, solus, which means alone. Loci means to speak. It is a speech that gives one to oneself. The speaker of a poem or a character in a play delivers his passage. The thoughts and emotions are heard by author as well as audience. Oration. A formal speech, especially one gives on a ceremonial occasions. This is formal treatment of a subject and intended to speak in public. It appeals to the intellect, to the will or the emotions of the audience. Character sketch. Character sketch is a short description of a character based on their traits. This is a poem which the writer is concerned to list with the elements of the story. Can present their observation and comment on a particular individual. Types of poem: haiku, CINQUAIN, FreeVerse, and the name poem. Haiku. Haiku is a Japanese poetic form consists of 3 lines, 5 in the first line, 7 in the second line, and 5 in the third line. Haiku developed from hokku, the opening 3 lines of a longer poem known as tanka. Haiku became a separate poetry in 17th century. Here we have a best known Japanese haiku as an example. CINQUAIN poem. A CINQUAIN is a 5-line poem that was invented by Adelaide Crabtree. She was an American poet who took inspiration from Japanese haiku and tanka. There are many different types of CINQUAINs like American CINQUAINs, didactic CINQUAINs, reverse CINQUAINs, butterfly CINQUAINs, and crown CINQUAINs. Here we have an excellent example from Snow by Adelaide Crabtree. FreeVerse, a poetry that does not rhyme or have a regular rhythm. It was also called as a loosest type of poem. It can consist as many lines as the writer wants, and either rhyme or not, and has no metrical pattern. It is openly called as a poem with no rules. Here we have a better example from Feelings Now by Catherine Foreman. Name poem. A special type of poetry belongs to a descriptive poetry that use an adjective to describe a person that begins with each letter of a person's name. Here we have an example from Taylor.